In the 2024-2025 Champions League, Nuno Mendes played 16 matches and recorded 37 tackles, the second highest of any player in the entire competition. He silenced Mohamed Salah across 2 legs at Anfield. He neutralised Bukayo Saka across 2 semi-final legs against Arsenal. He scored in back-to-back knockout matches against Aston Villa, the only PSG defender in history to score in consecutive Champions League knockout games. And in the final, against Inter Milan, he was on the pitch for 77 minutes of a 5-0 demolition that delivered Paris Saint-Germain's first-ever Champions League title. He was 22 years old. Nuno Mendes is the best left-back in the world, not a future contender, not a player approaching his prime. Right now, today, at 23 years old, he is the most complete fullback in European football. This is the story of how a kid from one of Lisbon's toughest neighborhoods became the player that Luis Enrique trusts more than almost anyone else on the pitch. Nuno Alexandre Tavares Mendes grew up on the 4th floor of a building in the Boavista neighborhood of Lisbon. His mother held 2 or 3 cleaning jobs simultaneously. His father worked in construction and anything else that came his way. His brother Bruno, 3 years older, describes a childhood that was defined by the street, by the futsal pitch around the corner, by games that went on until his mother called from the window late at night, by the older kids who would sometimes let the younger ones join in and sometimes would not. Nuno always joined in. He was noticed first by Bruno Edgar, a PE teacher at his school in Boavista, who spotted him playing in the playground and knew immediately that what he was seeing was not normal. A left foot at 7 years old that could put the ball wherever it wanted. Control that reminded him of Maradona videos. He formed a small club called Despertar, the name translates as wake up, and began picking Nuno up from school every day, driving him to training, driving him home late at night, making 6 20-minute trips a week because Nuno's mother could not make the journey alone on public transport. In Nuno's debut for Despertar, against a team called Enrique, he scored approximately 7 goals in a 10-0 victory. He was playing as a number 10. A Sporting CP scout saw him at a tournament shortly afterwards. According to Bruno Edgar, the first touch Nuno took in front of the scout was a rainbow flick over the goalkeeper to score. The scout had his hands on his head. There is one more detail from this period that says something essential about the boy who would become the world's best fullback. When a Sporting representative came to the family home to discuss a trial, Nuno, who did not know who the man at the door was, hid behind it with a kitchen knife, convinced someone was trying to break in. He was 9 years old and frightened. He was also already someone who would fight for what was his. Nuno Mendes joined Sporting CP's academy at the age of 9, beginning the process that would define the next decade of his life. He spent his entire youth career at the club, progressing through every age group, moving into the academy residence as a teenager, a transition that took him away from Boavista and the street and the life he had known, into a more structured environment where the focus was entirely on football and education. His mother, by all accounts, never once called the academy to ask about football. She called to ask about school, about grades, about whether her son was eating properly and behaving well. She had entrusted the club with her boy, and she wanted to know that the boy was all right. The footballer she trusted would take care of himself. His professional debut came on the 18th of June 2020, his 18th birthday, against Tondela at the Estadio José Alvalade. Sporting had arranged the fixture to coincide with the date, a gift of sorts, a statement of how highly they valued him. He started, he performed, he never looked back. The following season, the 2020-2021 campaign, he was the first choice left back for a Sporting side managed by Ruben Amorim. He played 29 league games and helped the club end a 19-year title drought. He was 18 years old and was named in the league's team of the season. Every major club in Europe was watching. Every major club in Europe wanted him. On the 31st of August 2021, in the final hours of the most extraordinary transfer window in recent memory, the summer that brought Lionel Messi, Sergio Ramos, Gianluigi Donnarumma, and Jorginho Wijnaldum to the Parc des Princes, Paris Saint-Germain announced one more signing. A 19-year-old left-back from Sporting CP, arriving on loan with an option to buy. Most people paid little attention. They were still trying to process the fact that Messi was in Paris. Nuno Mendes was calm. By all accounts, he was the same person he had always been, quiet around people he did not know, open and playful with those he trusted, entirely focused on what he needed to do. Danilo Pereira, the Portuguese midfielder already at PSG, became what he described as a big brother. Marquinhos spoke Portuguese. Slowly, the city opened up. PSG paid the €38 million buyout clause at the end of his loan season. It would become one of the most cost-effective signings in the club's modern history. While Messi struggled to adapt and Wijnaldum suffered a serious injury, it was Nuno Mendes, Hakimi, and Donnarumma who would form the foundation of what PSG were building towards. To understand what makes Nuno Mendes the best fullback in the world, you have to watch him in the moments that do not make the highlight reels. The moments of positioning, of anticipation, of the small adjustments that happen half a second before anything visible occurs. He defends with patience. When an elite winger receives the ball wide, Nuno does not lunge. He does not commit before the attacker commits. He presents a body, a shape, a problem that says, "Try to go past me and see what happens." And when the attacker does try, he gets his body across, slows the dribbler, wins the contact. It is a technique used by every great defender, and Nuno has mastered it at an age when most fullbacks are still learning which side to show an attacker. He attacks with intelligence. He keeps his body facing forward when he receives possession, never turning towards his own goal, always able to see the pitch ahead of him, always able to play forward. He makes rotations with midfielders, drawing pressure and then playing 1-2s to escape. He strikes long diagonal passes from left to right that completely shift the dynamic of an attack and that opposing defenses almost never anticipate from a fullback position. And then there is his scanning. Before he receives the ball, he has already looked twice. He knows where the pressure is coming from. He knows how much time he has. He knows before the ball arrives what the next action will be. That kind of spatial awareness, the ability to process information before it is needed, is what separates the exceptional from the merely excellent. The 2024-2025 Champions League campaign was the moment that announced Nuno Mendes to the world as the best fullback alive. Not a promising young player, not a future great. The best, right now. In the round of 16 against Liverpool, across 2 legs at the Parc des Princes and at Anfield, he was assigned to Mohamed Salah, a player who had been in the form of his life, a Ballon d'Or contender, one of the most dangerous attackers in European football. Nuno allowed just 1 shot on target across both legs. His most significant intervention came at Anfield in the second half, when Salah found himself with the ball 5 meters from goal. Nuno got his body across, no goal. PSG advanced on penalties. In the quarterfinals against Aston Villa, he scored. First leg at the Parc des Princes, a goal that gave PSG breathing room at 3-1. Second leg in Birmingham, a goal that made it 5-1 and put the tie beyond doubt. He became the only PSG defender in the club's history to score in consecutive Champions League knockout matches. In the semi-finals against Arsenal, he did to Bukayo Saka what he had done to Salah, limited one of the most creative wide players in the competition to almost nothing over 2 legs. Saka did not create anything memorable across either match. And in the final against Inter Milan, Nuno was on the pitch for 77 minutes of a 5-0 victory that confirmed PSG as the best team in Europe. Then, 11 days later in Lisbon, he played 120 minutes in the UEFA Nations League final as Portugal faced Spain. Lamine Yamal, the best young player in the world, a player who averages nearly 7 successful dribbles per match, was limited to 2 attempted take-ons across the entire 90 minutes. Portugal won on penalties. Nuno Mendes had just beaten the 2 best wingers in European football in the space of 2 weeks. The statistics confirm what the eye already knows. In the Champions League 2024-2025, Nuno Mendes played 16 matches for 1,449 minutes. He made 37 tackles, second in the entire competition. He recorded 87 ball recoveries. He contributed 6 goals and 10 assists across all competitions that season. This season, the offensive numbers have taken another step forward. 4 goals and 5 assists in the league alone, his most prolific campaign in League One. Across all competitions, 6 goals and 8 assists already, with the season still in progress. For context, in his first 4 seasons at PSG, he scored a combined 3 league goals. This season alone, he has scored 4. His market value has risen from €40 million when he arrived at PSG to figures that make him one of the most valuable defenders in the world. He arrived in a summer of superstars and cost less than almost all of them. He has outlasted almost all of them. And he is still 23 years old. From the fourth floor of a building in Boavista to the Champions League final. From a kid who hid behind a door with a kitchen knife when a football scout came to call, to the player Roberto Martinez describes as the best left back he has ever seen. Nuno Mendes has not arrived. He has been here for some time now. The world is simply catching up.